Hi, this is Michelle Marshall. I'm here to show you my results of the work that I did with the Pearson simulator program. So it does look like you want to see the grades that I got from each of the activities. So I'm going to go to my grade history. So for the matching, I did the IP version 4 addresses and types and classes, and you can see here on the right hand side my grades and my think about it question and answer. The next one that we did was identifying troubleshooting commands. So here's my grade for that particular one. Next was security terminology and descriptions. I actually did pretty well on this one. That's right there. If we go down, we did types of network threats and attacks. Here's my results on that particular lab. This one I had a heck of a time, between Smurfs and spoofing and all of that. It just was a little bit confusing, I thought. Here's the security appliance terminology and methods. That one I didn't do too badly on. There's my question and answer. All right, so I'm going to close out the matching. Drag and drop. We had 5 that we did in this section. So here's my common Cat5 wiring problems. It's complete. There's my results. I don't know. I think that you're not seeing. Yeah, so didn't do so well in this one. I found this to be fairly confusing. Next drag and drop was network topologies. This one wasn't too bad. I actually made the mistake of thinking that I had to use each answer one time. There were 7 answers, 7 things here that we were matching up with. I actually thought that this one right here and this one right here should be the same, but because of the fact that I was trying to use all of the answers that were provided, I did. Turns out that this is the same. It's also a hub and spoke. So that was kind of disappointing that that error occurred. Matching command outputs to commands. Here's the results of that. Complete. I didn't do too badly on this one. I think at first it shows you what I got, and then it shows you what the correct answers were. All right, creating a straight cable and testing it. That went well. There's my answers to the think about it questions. Creating a crossover cable. I also got this. There's that. All right, so that's all of the drag and drop simulations or ones. All right, simulation. So verifying a data link. This one, I completed it. Most of these simulations were a matter of completing them and then answering the questions. I did that one. You can see the results there. Configuring a client. This one's complete. Here's all my information. Okay. Using ipconfig. That showed a lot more than I kind of thought it would. Using ping to troubleshoot, device, lab performance. All right, using ARP to discover a MAC address. Here's that. Using ipconfig, ping, ARP, and tracert together to troubleshoot. Here's that. All right, next one, manually configuring wireless signals on the router. Here's that one. If nothing else, I am very good at following directions, and I can follow directions quite well. So a lot of these simulations were following directions and just doing exactly what the lab told you to do, and I could do that. When it came to understanding them, I think that that's a different story, and I'll talk about that at the end. So I'm going to skip the troubleshooting practice for now. Here's the next one. Here's the next one. Troubleshooting simulation. I don't know if I'm going too fast. I just really have no idea what you're looking for in this video, but it said you wanted to see the grades, so here's what I got for the grade history. Configuring an Ethernet on a router. There's the information there. Okay, so let's go back. Actually, let me do one thing here. Yeah, I was thinking maybe it would show like an actual grade on here, but it's not. It's just making it bigger. All right, so that was everything. Oh no, wait. We had a couple more at the end here. Tracert. This one was a pass. Network. And last, configuring the VPN client. Okay, so that's all of the assigned simulations with the exception of the troubleshooting practice. So troubleshooting practice, it says for lab performance, incomplete. So with this troubleshooting practice, I could very clearly see that my PCs all had a default gateway of 192.168.1.7, which was actually the gaming console that was a part of my little network. All of my home PCs and my laptop and the gaming console, they could all ping each other, but nothing could ping the router and nothing could get from the router to the internet. I thought that the answer was going to be to change my default gateway to be 192.168.1.1, which was the IP address of my router. That did not work. I tried it multiple times. I just could not get this to work, and I still don't know what the answer is. I actually even tried changing the default gateway to be one of the internet sites, and that also did not work. I was just trying to bypass basically the router. And so I really have no idea what was going on with this one and why I was unable to complete this. I really wish I did know the answer, because to me it seemed like changing the default gateway was what I needed to do. But then the router just was not talking to the internet, and so you could not get anything past the router. My husband, who actually has done IT for years and years and years and has done a lot of work with servers and all of that, I did ask him what his thoughts were, and he was actually pretty much just as stumped as I was as far as what we could possibly do. He actually, of course, had a lot of other resources under his belt that he wanted me to try, but those were not acceptable. All we could do was the ping, iconfig, and the NS lookup. So I don't have the answer for this one. My one comment on this simulator, I was really, really looking forward to this hands-on experience. But what I felt like I was missing was the background that would enable me to actually do these things and understand them. Even some of the matching and the drag and drop, I was Googling those things to try and figure out what I needed to do, but I don't feel like I really learned anything. I don't feel like I finished this section with a better understanding of networks. I really almost felt like I was missing a book or missing some kind of instruction that went along with this hands-on simulator. And I guess I'm a person, I know that for me to learn something, I really have to understand it to learn it. And I really don't think that I finished this section on networks with an understanding or a better understanding of networks. And I really wish I had. I definitely am going to want at some point in the future to get more information about networks and to try and gain a better understanding because unfortunately, I don't think that this simulator did it for me. It just wasn't the instruction that I needed, and I didn't feel like I ended with as much as I would have liked to have gained. As you said, now this simulator is my program, and so, definitely maybe down the road, I would like to maybe look at some kind of a book or do something further to try and further understand these concepts that this simulator was putting forth. Thank you. I was looking forward to this section, and it ended up frustrating me a lot more than I feel like it ended up helping me. But I appreciate you assigning it, and it definitely, if nothing else, makes me want to try and get more in the future. Thank you.